So growing up, I didn't know I had autism, but they diagnosed me with ADHD and dyslexia when I was younger. And so I always like struggle with like, obviously being, hyper and, being hyperactive and just not being able to, focus and stuff like that. But as I got older, I realized I also, had, autism, and autism and ADHD kind of go hand in hand for some people. Um, and so through that whole thing, when I was younger, I remember asking my mom, like, I used to say, like, yo, I feel different. And she's like, oh, no, like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're like, you're the same and everything like that. But I feel like a lot of us that are neurodivergent know that something's different. And, like, society just tries to, like, fit us into this box and tries to, like, mesh us and tries to, make us, you know, um, fit into this image that they want us to fit in. And nobody really tells you like how harmful it actually is. And like growing up, I used to think that like I was just like everybody else, right? And yeah, people would be like, okay, like that's cool and whatever not, but like that actually did not go well for me. Like that actually was really bad for me. Like that really actually affected me growing up, because then as I started to get older and I started to, grow up and I used to see people and how people acted, I started to realize like I am not like these people. And it's not like I'm just not like, a few people. It's like I'm not like my family. I'm not like my friends, and I'm not like, people that I'm meeting. I'm just in my own category. Not realizing the whole time I had autism, and nobody really wanted to tell me because they wanted me to fit into this illusion that they had fit for my life. And so I'm just walking around this world lost and confused and just act like I just don't fit in anywhere, not knowing that I just am different from y'all. Because people that actually are like me, if I knew that I had autism, people that are like me actually understand what I'm going through. And so I just tended to just feel like I was like, you know, very separated and isolated. And that really affected me growing up. And now that I'm older, I'm trying to unlearn a lot of the things that were taught to me because they had nothing to do with me. In reality, it had everything to do with the people that were raising me, because they had that viewpoint. I never had that viewpoint on me. It was just forced upon us. It was forced upon me to feel that way, to think that way. And so now I'm trying to unlearn everything I was taught. And I think that's the hardest part too, is to know like, yeah, I am neurodivergent. I do have autism. But one, you are not your diagnosis, but doesn't mean just because you're not your diagnosis doesn't mean that you're not being affected, or doesn't mean that you don't have challenges that affect you on a daily basis. And I feel like that's like really what I'm realizing, is because I did not get the help that I feel like I deserved. I did not get the help that I feel like I should have, but I didn't even know that I needed help because I didn't know I had autism. So it's like, damn. And now I'm older, and it's like, what type of help do I really need? Because I never really knew I needed help in the first place. Does that make sense? So if you're going through similar things, just know that like the world is not for us. Like the world is not meant for us. The world is not ever going to acknowledge the challenges that we have, especially being, of color or anything different besides having autism. It's just going to be a little harder. But I realized that I didn't get the help I needed. And I feel like that really affected me. Especially it's affecting me now growing up, because like I don't know how to do some stuff. And um, I know I can learn it. It's not hard to learn, but it's easier. They always say it's easier to learn things when you're a kid. You absorb things, you're a sponge. So I wish I just had extra help. But yeah,